welcome into the tap room, everybody. I am your bartender. My name is Brew. I want to thank you all so much for joining me at Happy Hour today. We have a very special guest pulling up to the bar here in the tap room. We have Twitch's most famous frog, the Smich Man 1, better known simply to his friends, his viewers, as Smich. Smich, welcome inside the tap room. Thank you so much for being here, my man.
Thank you for having me. I suppose, yeah. Hey.
Twitch's most famous frog. I assume you worked very hard to get yourself that distinction.
I mean, I don't know. I just went along with the frog kind of thing. I like frogs, so and then
Well,
it sort of happened.
was that just the main basis, like when you were thinking about what your persona was going to be? Because you didn't use a face cam for a while. You had you just had a scrolling of your emotes, which were all some variant of. I want to say it's the hot-footed frog from Breath of the Wild, right?
Well, it's just actually the frog emotes that I have are actually they're inspired by like at the start of Mario Odyssey when you have to capture the frog
Oh, is it
with
the
the hat
Mario
on.
Odyssey
It comes
frog?
from that, yeah. So that's what I was kind of going for. I like the frogs and I like the top hat, and I thought, oh, that literally looks like the ones from Odyssey. So that's kind of what I was sort of like, you know,
Not
what I
not sh-
wanted for my stuff.
Not just the most famous frog, but the best dressed one. And if I may quote your bio on Twitch, it reads simply, "Frog, frog, 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 frog."
Yeah, it's perfect description, really.
You know everything you need to know about this channel just from those 10 words.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I love it. I love it. No, let's dive right in. Recently, you have done something that I don't think has been done yet. You are coming off of right around Christmas time. You finished up for Breath of the Wild, a main board marathon doing the 5 main categories on speedrun.com. What's made you decide to do that?
Um, that's a good question. Um, I guess I mean, it's something that I've like wanted to do since like August, I suppose, last August. I had it as like a thing that I went like sort of like a sub goal kind of thing, but and I thought, I won't bother. But um, it's just something I kind of really wanted to sort of do for a while. It just seems quite appealing to me. It because I see like a lot of other sort of streamers do that kind of thing, and it's quite like a. I thought it would be something that would be really a really cool achievement to be able to
It's
do a mainboard marathon.
it's definitely unique because what I don't think that a lot of people will recognize is that yeah, you have to do all of these speed runs which took you 31 hours.
Hmm.
You also need to be able to prep and remember all of these speed runs because that's Breath of the Wild 100%, any percent, all main quests, all shrines, and all dungeons.
Yep. Yeah, I guess. Well, I had run all the categories. I'd run all before, so it wasn't too hard. It's not like I had to learn all the categories again because I'd already done them before. So it wasn't a massive struggle to do it. It just needed to sort of like give myself, a bit of a refresher, I suppose. And I guess it just kind of comes, it just sort of muscle memory at that point, I suppose.
And definitely giving yourself a good night's sleep before and after that.
Well, I mean, the night before was not so good. It was very hard to sleep. I was like thinking about it, but the night after was a nice sleep.
How long did you sleep after that?
So I went to bed at like I went to bed at like midnight, and then I woke up at like 2 p.m. the next day. So that's like, yeah, 14 hours
Oh
of
my
sleeping.
god.
So yeah,
I
but the
I
weird
could
thing was that like when I finished, I wasn't even I didn't want to go straight to bed. I just kind of wanted to like stay up for a bit and just like watch some Twitch. I didn't even feel like super tired. It was really weird.
No, I honestly I get that. Like there is a point of tired where I will be sitting there and I feel so alert after doing something for so long that I'm just like, yeah, I couldn't possibly fall asleep right now. Like there was one
Yeah.
time I was coming off of a 21 and a half hour shift at work. Just no breaks.
Oh wow.
Just we got like an hour for lunch, half hour for dinner, which we were like in the venue for, and
Hmm.
got home at like 3:30 in the morning. And I sat down with my coworker, who was my roommate at the time, and we just looked at each other like, "Are you tired?" And it's like, "No, I'm not fucking tired." And we fell asleep at like 6 in the morning.
Wow, that's amazing. It's so weird how that happens.
Like you just get so tired where the last thing you're thinking about is sleep.
Definitely, yeah. It's so strange. It's so strange how that kind of thing occurs. I don't really know. You just kind of feel like, yeah, I don't really need to go to sleep now, and
Yeah,
even though you've been up for ages, you feel like you should. But
yeah. I've made it this far, and fuck it. Let's see what Point Crow's doing on Twitch. I don't know why he's
exactly,
the first name that popped into my head. Like I think I have watched his stream maybe twice.
it's just the first thing you thought of.
It was obviously needed to stick with the animal motif, and we went with Dot Bird. Um,
Yeah, of
yeah.
course.
Now there's a lot that had to go in preparation wise. Now, obviously, the speed run that you've spent the most time preparing to do a single run of would be 100%. But which speed run would you say has taken the most practice to be good at?
That's a hard question. Depends what you mean by good, I suppose. I
What
can.
would you classify as good? 'Cause you're top 10 in all of these categories, so you have a better idea than I have.
um, I guess I really put a lot of time into all dungeons when I was doing that at the time, and that really made me like um a lot of these different categories sort of like gave me new insights on how I should practice, and so I guess all dungeons gave me a lot of I did a lot of practice for all dungeons because I really like all dungeons. Like, it's my favorite category. So I did a lot of practice for that, and I remember like at some point I just sat down. I was like, right, this weekend I'm just gonna like optimize as much as I possibly can. Like just like watch Sketo's run or whoever or Song or Vivo and just copy exactly what they do. And I learned a lot from it, and yeah, and that's the kind of thing that carries on now. I like, you know, just copying what other people do, trying to find what is the fastest way of doing things. Like, and so I definitely put in a lot of practice when I was grinding moral dungeons at the time. But overall, I guess like uh, the thing is with Breath of the Wild is that like you can put practice into a bunch of different things, like because a lot of the categories are pretty similar because a lot of it is wind bombing and BTBs. So if you're really good at wind bombing, you you can get really good at every category really fast if you just learn the fundamentals of wind bombing, turns, that sort of thing. Uh, I guess you can really like I guess you can really improve at a category really fast just by doing that. And that's sort of where like I got a lot of knowledge while doing Hundo, where I was doing 100%. I was able to like get a lot better because there's a lot of wind bombing
There's
in
so many wind
100%.
bombs.
Yeah.
Like
So
I have spent a fair amount of time watching your 100% streams where I'll just put it on in the background because I know you'll be live that day for like 10
mhm.
hours. Um, and I'll sit there with it going, and you will just straight up not touch the ground for like minutes, and I'm sitting.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you do that?
Yeah, and it's just it's quite difficult. I mean, I think that's the most the hard part about Hundo is just there's so many wind bombs to do, and there's a new setup for everyone. You got to do them fast, and it's quite a lot to do. I mean, every category has its own like things that make it hard, but I think the sheer amount of wind bombs in Hundo is what makes it quite difficult to do because you have to consistently um not mess up the wind bombs, but also set them up quite quickly, and you also have to do a lot of them at a time. Like in one split of all dungeons, say you might do like one or two wind bombs, um, but in comparison to 100%, one split might contain like 20,
Dozens. Yeah,
and so
it's
it's just yeah, it gets a bit tiring, I suppose, exhausting to be
a
doing
lot
that.
of mental strain just from sitting there like, okay, here's the next midair wind bomb, here's the next midair wind bomb.
Mhm.
uh Stamina management, I assume, for a fair
Mhm.
amount of that game until you max it out is stressful.
Yeah, and it's also, I suppose, like it sort of snowballs when if you start like messing up wind bombs, it snowballs, right? You sort of get frustrated, then it gets worse and
Oh yeah.
worse, and then it's hard to keep that up for a 20-hour run, for sure.
I
So,
I assume because the mentality that I'm coming in with is I have only run any percent so far, and it's not so much that things will snowball in a run, and certainly it's a lot easier to just hit reset on a half hour any percent than it is a 20-hour 100%. But what I get is I don't get snowballing runs. I get a snowballing trick where if I
hmm
mess a trick up once and I come into it the next run, I'm going to be thinking about it like I messed this up last time and this is something that I have down pretty well. And if I mess it up again, I'm going to be thinking about it going into that particular trick. And I'm just like, okay, the wind bomb outside of bombs heading to the tree launch. That's been giving me troubles. Not recently, but I'm gonna have to sit there and practice that for like half hour, 45 minutes, so that I don't get the yips anymore. I'm
yeah,
tired of not of getting fucking dead angles or not activating bullet time right.
I mean, definitely. I think that's what makes any percent so hard is that like you have to hit everything fast and you have to do it
Mm-hmm.
first try. And once you start messing something up, like you know, like say like Magnesis BTV, you can, once you start messing out one time, you're gonna start getting nervous the next time, and it's really hard to just hit everything, you know, consistently,
Yeah, you get
like that.
forced angle one too many times in a row, and you're just like, fuck, I
hmm
don't even know what an unloaded mag is anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Give me a pure fail or a pond launch, please. Anything.
yeah, honestly,
Just not this forest garbage.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like any percent. I think the thing that makes it the biggest struggle is that it's so draining. Because like any percent category in the game, a single mess up and your chance to PB is basically out the window.
hmm
But
Yeah.
I still think that the thing that makes any percent so difficult is that it's so fast paced. There's not a lot of time to take a breather. You get the like 10 to 12 seconds during the load screens where you can sit there kind of decompress, like check the time on your phone or something like that. But the rest of the time it's just okay, sprint, whistle, sprint, here comes the setup for the next BTB. Oh shit, did I catch the attention of that bokoblin? What's the RNG going to be like here? Bananas. You're always thinking about the bananas.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, definitely an 80% because you got to be going fast. So you really got to, you kind of got to go for things. Um, and that's the difference between you and saving time is just going for it, and that can be hard. But yeah, but personally, I quite like 80% because I mean, I guess because I've done Hundo and all shines and stuff, I know I can just reset and I can just do it on another run at some point. It doesn't really affect me that much anymore because I'm just I mean I love just speedrunning the game, so I'm not I don't mind if I have to go again with an any percent run or whatever. PBs happen at some point. So
Yeah. And now Breath of the Wild is not the first game that you decided to speed run. Based off of your speedrun.com standings, the first game was Terraria.
hmm yeah.
Um, so what was the thing that pushed you like, okay, I think I can start speedrunning games because you don't have only two or three categories in Terraria that you're ranked on. You have five.
Really? Is it 5? Wow.
Knight's Edge seeded, all pre hard mode bosses, Knight's Edge
Oh,
seeded
oh yeah.
differently. Oh, expert and normal. Moonlord and Knight's Edge random.
Yeah, I guess well, so when I started streaming, I guess I didn't really know I didn't really I just kind of wanted to stream, I suppose. And I think what I was thinking at the time was uh like the kind of advice I guess they kind of give you is like stream games you sort of enjoy because then you'll be enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
So Terraria has like always been like a game that I've really enjoyed. I don't really enjoy it as much anymore, but like I've been playing Terraria for like ages, and I really enjoyed the game. So to play it on stream, and I had a look because I guess I've always kind of been like interested in speedrunning. It's always been something I've loved to see. I watch things at GDQ and stuff. I remember watching the it was quite a long run at the time, but I watched like the entirety of Majora's Mask glitchless 100%. It was like
Ooh.
6 or 7 hours or something. Oh, I don't know if it was longer than that, but I remember watching the entire thing and I thought it was great. And I've always like been into speedrunning, and I actually before I was even streaming, I tried speedrunning Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey like way at the start, but I didn't get very far. But I really wanted to do it, but I just like I got kind of bored, I suppose, and I had other things going on, so I just sort of didn't bother. So I, when I was playing Terraria, um, I sort of thought, I wonder what the speedrun's like for this game, and so I checked the Knight's Edge speedrun, and I don't know if you really know what that really is, but it's sort of like a sword that you craft in the game, and you have to like sort of craft some swords before it. So it's sort of like a bit of a short-term goal that people get. Um, so I checked that speedrun, and I remember thinking, I remember watching it and being like, I can beat this easy. This guy sucks. But it turned out to be not that easy. It turned out to be quite the struggle to beat it. But I actually did get the world record eventually
Oh,
in
you
it, and
did.
yeah, I was really proud of it. I think I really like grinded it for quite a while, and I finally was able to get a world record. And then and what happened was I got the world record, and then immediately after someone beat my world record, and I was like, oh no. But then I got the
Nice.
world record again after that, and it stood for quite a while, and I was really happy about that.
So
Um,
you're the only one in our community that will truly understand what Majestic felt like a week after his any percent world record was beaten.
yeah, that is hard. I can definitely relate to that.
For the
But yeah,
listeners who do not know, there's a runner who, just to make me feel bad about myself, started running the game at the exact same time that I did. He broke the world record by 1/10 of a second, and less than a week later, his world record got beaten.
oh man, I didn't know you started at the same time. Interesting.
We started at the exact same time. Majestic, Cornflake, and I all started at the same time, and I'm the
Oh,
only one who has not gotten below 30 minutes yet.
damn. You'll get
I'm
there.
I'm okay with that. If I get to 30 minutes, I will be happy.
Yeah, nice. I like that. But yeah, I
That's
suppose. Well, I don't know if I should be to still talk about Terraria or if you're still interested
Oh
in.
no, you're good. See, the funny thing is that I actually have never even booted up Terraria. I think I own it, but I have never
Hmm.
played it.
Oh,
It's
I always used to enjoy it. I played it a lot as a child, so I think it's my first game on Steam actually.
oh
First
really?
game I ever bought. Yeah. So.
And well, here's a fun fact that you'll be happy to know. You have no runs submitted for Terraria within a year, and you are
Oh.
still third place in Night's Edge seeded.
Yo, but it has changed the update now, so people don't run on 1.3 anymore. So I imagine it
Well,
wouldn't have changed. But still, I said, you take those, you take
still
those.
top three after a year of not running it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into speedrunning, and it was like I think everybody has a story of where they were watching a GDQ run, and they were
Hmm.
just like, "Man, that's so cool," but I don't know if I could do that, or they were just looking at it like I could totally do that. And
Yeah.
for me, honestly, that run where I was just like, "Oh yeah, I could definitely not speed run ever." I was watching the all 151 Pokemon run for Pokemon
All right.
Blue, and the amount of precision and like frame perfect glitches that they were pulling off, I just looked at that and was like, yeah, no, nope, that's not happening.
It's quite
And
scary, really, when you sort of like watch speedrunning. It's quite overwhelming. Like some of these games have like incredibly frame perfect tricks, and
yeah,
it's hard it's hard to think that you could possibly even do that, but it's actually pretty easy to pick up speedrunning.
it
Uh,
really is. Like it's all about just putting in the time to learn and practice, and then
yeah.
doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For sure.
I have speedrun one game, technically two, actually technically three. The there is a speed run that I have yet to submit for some unapparent reason where there were no submitted runs to the leaderboard. A really specific sports game that I have where I was just like, yeah, fuck it, there are no other speed runs on here.
Yeah, might as well.
Um, and I beat Yoshi's Island start to finish just because I could, but the only game that I've ever really speedrun is Breath of the Wild, and if you
Hmm.
can believe it, the person that got me into it was Small Ant. I was
All
watching
right.
him speedrun all shrines before it got super optimized and there were only like 3 people running it. I had
Mm-hmm.
never beaten a Legend of Zelda game, and I was watching him play Breath of the Wild. It was right at the start of quarantine in the U.S., and I was just like, this could be a good way of passing a couple of hours. And I bought the thing, and now here I am.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Breath of the Wild is great. I love Breath of the Wild.
Uh,
It's such a good game.
I never thought that I would like it, and now I've got probably more hours put into that than I have most Pokemon games, and I shiny hunt, so my Pokemon hours are something I do not want to talk about.
Oh no.
Huh? How
Ah.
many times have you sat there just hitting start, select left and right to soft reset a game to see a Pokemon that's a slightly different color? Let's not
Oh
talk about it.
gosh. I've done shiny hunting a couple times and it was okay. Not my kind of jam. I actually got a shiny Magikarp once, so I was very proud when I got that.
Oh heck yeah, man! I have a funny shiny Magikarp story. I have an
Mhm.
action replay. Do you remember the cheat code thing for the DS and 3DS? And
I do
I
not.
was playing through a run where I just activated an all Pokemon are shiny code because I hadn't seen all of them and I didn't have internet at the time, so I was playing through Heart Gold and I turned on all shiny Pokemon. And I'm going through and I found out that it does two things. It doesn't make every Pokemon shiny. It just inverses the shiny ratio. So instead of it being 1 in 8,000 to find a shiny Pokemon, it was 1 in 8,000 to find a regular Pokemon.
Right.
And the second thing is that it doesn't work on water at all. It doesn't affect the water. And within a half an hour, I was running around on the land, and I ran into a regular looking Raikou, which meant that
Wow.
I found a legit shiny Raikou, but it
Yeah.
was a fucking imposter.
No
Vote him,
way.
vote him off the ship. And less than a half hour later, I'm at the Lake of Rage in Johto, and I'm surfing, and I find a shiny Magikarp. right after I decide
Oh
to
my
catch it, I run
gosh.
into a regular Magikarp, and then another one, and another one. I was like, wait a minute, that's a legit Magikarp? What?
Wow, that's crazy. Holy crap.
My luck that day
That
was
luck.
insane.
Should have bought a lottery ticket.
I
Damn.
I I would have if I was not 15.
Yeah.
Oh
Makes
man.
sense.
But they're like it's the same type of thing with speedrunning and shiny hunting. It's all just about putting in the time. Like I remember I was playing through Breath of the Wild super legit because I was so excited for my first Legend of Zelda game to be really into it. And if anybody's looking at me or listening to me, it's like, no, I'm 26. This isn't like my first real opportunity. Um, I had the lights off. I was playing on my big screen TV. I had headphones connected to my Switch, which I'm ashamed to admit how long it took me to figure out how to adjust the volume on it.
Oh no.
It took me like a half an hour. Like, where can I adjust the volume on the? Oh, there's a volume dial physically on the thing.
Yeah. That's
Um,
funny.
I was just playing through the game normally, and I think I was like 8 hours in. I got to Hiteno Village, and I decided that I would learn wind bombs. And like
Oh
right
no.
after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna learn the speed run for this game.
Oh wow. That's a pretty early decision, I suppose,
Like
for that, but
the
fair enough.
first thing that I did right outside of Shrine of Resurrection was I learned how to whistle sprint because I climbed up the ledge that's in there and I was like, oh man, the stamina in this game is dumb.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine my life without whistle sprinting now.
Oh my god,
Oh, imagine just walking. Oh my god.
I couldn't like watching casual playthroughs where they do not understand whistle sprinting. I'm just sitting there like, how do you live?
Yeah,
It's just
definitely.
it's so ingrained in me now where I
It's just
even when
natural.
I'm
Just do it.
yeah. I whenever I pick up a game now, even on the PlayStation 4, I'm immediately in claw grip. Like, okay, what are the controls for
Yeah,
this?
same. Yeah, so default to claw gripping on the left side now, and just on my controller. It's just how it just feels natural now, just to have it that way,
Right?
which is strange. Yeah.
Having big hands definitely helps for me.
Mm.
Um, Now to try kind of come back to earth just a little bit. You and I have both experienced this to some degree or another, where we just I don't think people quite understand how much of a drain streaming can be. Like especially with the face cam, turning the face cam on, you're sitting, there's people physically seeing you constantly. You're trying to entertain people. There's a lot of a mental drain into that goes into streaming. And you are just coming off of taking a little break for yourself. So talk to me about what it's like for you to deal with, like, oh, I'm just so exhausted, I can't bring myself to hit live or hit record right now.
Yeah. Um. I guess. Yeah. It can be kind of hard sometimes. It could. I guess. I mean, majority of the time, I really enjoy streaming. Um. So, and it doesn't just, I don't know, there's just times where it kind of gets you down, I suppose. It's it can be pretty hard because it's weird because you think you're doing well, and but then it can still get you down. It still gets you down
Oh yeah.
because you're not like this or you're not like that, and you kind of think, oh man, like you think, oh, I've got this many followers and getting this many viewers, but this person has this many followers and this many viewers. It's like, oh man, it really it really gets in your head a lot. This kind of it's kind of like some like anxiety
Oh
with
yeah.
it, and it's yeah, it can be pretty hard sometimes, and um
Like
yeah, I don't know.
for me, where it hit me the hardest was I was not quite finished with learning the blights and calamity fight in any percent, And as I was just YOLOing my way through a sub goal that I hit to do get laid percent, like right at the very end of the run, I got raided by Tallest Thomas, who had been raided by Zelda speedrunning. So
Hmm.
I'm sitting there, a fresh affiliate. Like at the time, I think I had 5 subs, and I got rated by 220 viewers.
Oh man.
And I started freaking out. I was 220. What the fuck? No. I was literally just about to end stream, but now I'm definitely not going to. And it was when I discovered that if anybody was rated, the viewers that came from the rated channel, when that person raids you, they won't be able to talk in your chat. So I was getting super down on myself because nobody was talking. It was like, I've got 200 people watching me. Speak. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess that's how it is when you get raided, because it's like new people have come to your stream and they don't really know who you are. It's a different streamer, so they don't really usually they don't really talk as much and stuff as well. So you definitely get that. I don't get it as much. I'm now used to getting those kinds of raids, I suppose, and I'm like, yeah, I got a lot of viewers, but obviously I got raided, so only the people that know my stream are gonna talk. So
Oh,
that's usually how I see it.
Mr. qualifies for partner. Suddenly 200 viewers. Oh, I can't imagine that being a lot.
No, but no, but no, but that is quite. I mean, I get worried about like I get worried about rating people now, because I'm worried that I'm gonna like impose that upon someone else, like give them that anxiety about it, and that because I know how that feels, kind of like because you don't know, and then
Yeah.
it's kind of hard. So
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Like, I I don't get viewer anxiety anymore, because I've taken a lot of time away from Twitch to really get my mentality where it is, and a lot of people in my position, I know they're thinking about how can I grow, how can I get bigger, and the only advice that exists out there is just stream and try to get lucky, because you can't make somebody find your stream and go, oh yeah, I really like this person. You can't make them hit the follow button. You can't make them come back repeatedly. But
mhm.
where I was for a long time was I was watching the viewer numbers. I was getting so down because people would be watching and nobody would be chatting. And my gauge for how well a stream was going for a long time was, were people chatting? Were they interacting with me? I had
Yeah.
to I had to completely shut that side of me off, and now my gauge for whether or not I enjoy a stream is very simple. Did I have fun?
Mhm.
I have turned off how many people are viewing. I don't really think about what name is recurring in chat very much. It's just did I enjoy myself when when I hit end stream, which I occasionally forget to do after rating.
Mhm.
Do I feel good? That's as far as I go.
Well, that kind of like, so I guess it's a bit long, but so when I was like, before I was streaming Breath of the Wild and stuff, I guess kind of like, because so I started streaming last March, and I was I was like, I get really obsessed with like viewers and stuff as well, and I'd really like um I would act like not myself, right? I would be like, people now probably know me as like, you know, like don't talk all the time, like, you know, like pretty, I guess, sort of like, you know, quite, like kind of chill, I suppose,
Yeah.
like, you know, but before that, I would like, I would be like talking like all the time. I thought like I had to like, I couldn't like leave a bit of silence. I had to like keep talking, or like, you know, be really loud and stuff. And that's just not that just wasn't me. Um,
Yeah.
But that's just how I was acting like, because I thought that was what sort of gave you viewers, and that's what I thought I cared about. But which is like pretty. I mean, I wouldn't have known unless I would have kept streaming and then understood, as I did it more and more, what I want to do. And what I realized was, like, I just gotta chill out. Like, I'm really, what I'm streaming for is just a speed run. I don't really care about viewers. I just want a speed run. That's what I want to do. So I don't know why this is what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, why am I even bothering caring so much? Because what I want to do is just get PBs and go fast. So after that, I sort of had like the realization of, like, I don't really need to talk at all. Like, not like I don't need to talk, but like I just gotta chill out a bit. Like, I just gotta calm down. Like, I don't need viewers. If people want to watch, they can watch. But I just want to stream my speedruns
Yeah.
and not really focus that much on viewer count. It's a hobby at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So and then yeah, that mindset really helped me out, and that is where my stream started to improve. Like, it started to get better as soon as I started to not, like, not be talking all the time, chill out a bit. It honestly started to improve so much after that. And then yeah, so that's how it has been for me, and I remember that transition, and it was like really nice.
Yeah, I think the big key that people who are trying to grow need to understand is that, like, if you are like actively trying to grow, you can make it happen. It'll be exhausting, and I wish you the best of luck. But the best thing that you can do to grow in a really authentic way is to just be actually who you are, and the
Definitely.
community will, like, if you get lucky, you'll grow, and the community that you should have will find you for who you physically are. And once you stop trying to act a certain way, because I kind of fell into the same trap where I was like, I no, nobody likes dead air, right?
Hmm.
I need to fill time. Do I need to constantly be funny? I don't know. What if I just insert a random out of context swear? Do the kids like that these days? I don't fucking know.
Hmm.
I'm 26. I didn't even know what
Yeah,
a pog was for a while.
exactly. I mean, yeah. So
Well, once you start just relaxing and just be who you really are, the community you're supposed to have will find you, and
definitely.
you'll grow in a really authentic way. You don't need to worry so much about it.
I mean, what I think about is like the kind of saying, it's kind of like, if you build it, they will come, and like, if you just chill out, be yourself. Don't try and, I guess, I, I don't know. I guess, yeah, just be yourself, and that's
Yeah,
really all you can do, really.
yeah,
And then people will come eventually. It takes a lot of time. Like the- there's a long period of, like, just barely having anyone in chat, or like,
oh yeah,
or whatever, and that is really hard. Like, I obviously, I don't, I haven't forgotten that. That is hard. I'll never forget, and it is hard, but I guess you just got to keep going, and I guess being yourself, and it's the better way to go.
yeah, and you've got a bit of a unique perspective at this point, because you know very much what it's like to have a reasonably active chat and need for mods. But also, not that long ago, you did not have a super active chat. So what's I completely lost my train of thought. It just is fucking gone mid sentence. ADHD getting old sucks.
Oh gosh.
It's absolutely out the fucking window. Oh my
I mean, you
god.
were saying, I didn't have an active chat, and then I suddenly did have an active chat.
Um. Oh, there it was. I got it. I got it.
Yeah, you
I'm
got it. You
I'm
got it.
leaving all of this in, by the way. There's nothing that gets edited
Of
out.
course, of course.
Um, would you say that it is easier to get from, let's say, 500 followers to 2,000 followers than it is to get from 0 to 100?
500. That's a hard one. 5,000. I mean, 500. I mean, when you're at 0 to 100, I guess there's not many people following you, so like you're not. There's not gonna be a lot of people watching, I suppose. Um, I think I think what a lot of people forget or don't really realize, and it kind of gets you down. It got me down. When you're between that point where you're at like 500 to like say 2,000, you're still not gonna have that many viewers. Like I didn't have a lot of viewers at like 1,000 followers. Like that really got me down because I was like, man, I got like 1,000 people following, and I'm only getting like an average of 10 viewers. That kind of thing really sort of got me down quite a lot. But it the way you just kind of got to look at it is just kind of like like you grow when you grow. It's different for different people, and it's fine to just sort of be at like a not like not super popular, even though you've got like maybe you think you've got like loads of followers. Things happen when they happen. You just got to accept that, and it's quite hard. I think, but it obviously is really hard between that point because it is so hard when you've got like barely any followers, like barely anyone watching, and you gotta try and be entertaining or whatever, and it's I guess it's hard. It's not easy to be entertaining to no one.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah, it's like if there's no one there and you want to be entertaining, but there's no one to be entertaining to, then it's hard. It's really hard to do, and I'm not gonna. I don't forget that, But um, yeah, it's just
Different beasts. You can't really say one is more difficult than the other.
yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's different.
That's totally fair. Because what you brought up was having a lot of followers but not a lot of viewers, and that was something that I didn't really think about. Um, Viewers don't follow followers. Viewers follow viewers. This is the reason why I won't stream any big brand new games. Like that, if I get a game the day that it comes out, I will not stream it. I'll hang out. I'll play it by myself and I'll play it with friends because if your goal is to attract viewers, people are not going to type in Cyberpunk 2077 and go to the bottom of the viewer lists.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's the point? Like, I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be rude. So if someone hasn't got like a lot of viewers, but in the majority of people's eyes, the people with the most viewers are the best or the funniest.
Yeah.
So they're not going to scroll all the way down because they're not on Twitch for that. They want to see someone who's funny or good at the game.
Yeah, you need to build up a viewer base before you can think about building up a follower group. Is kind of the way that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
The
I think
more
so.
the more regular viewers that you can have, whether it's 2, 3, or 150, the more that you can bring back consistently. Like my favorite phrase that I hear every now and then is, "Oh, you're one of my favorite streamers." Like that's so fucking nice. I don't think you actually understand how nice that is.
Definitely, it's really nice when people say that. Yeah.
Like it's hard to attract them, but once you get them, you're going to start appearing higher on the lists, higher on the hierarchy. Like you'll have, and instead of that person with 1 or 2 viewers, you've got 7 or 8. That's a big difference. That gets you way higher on that discover list for a game when you search it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Definitely.
Now, the thing that I've yet to talk about. I woke up one day to a Twitter notification of all things, saying, I can officially apply for partnership. You, my friend, you've gone through that grind. When you finally looked at those numbers, because we can all see the average viewership numbers. If you don't know, in order to apply for partnership, what they want to see at Twitch with Jeff Bezos and his billions of dollars is, do you stream often, do you stream long, and do people watch you? So the big hurdle is 75 average viewers, and our frog has done it. What was it like to look at that and see, oh my god, I can apply for partnership? Because you were grinding for a little while, right?
I mean, I don't really see it as a grind. I just see it as me just speedrunning. But
Let's
people like to
go.
watch it.
That's the mentality that we like.
Apparently, people like to watch me just sit around and play the game fast. So I mean that is what it is. But
Or do people just like frogs as much as you do?
maybe that's what it is. They just like frogs.
The branding is on chef's kiss. From
I didn't see it as the branding. That's so funny to say it like that. I just like, but yeah, I don't know. But I guess going back to your question, it was very satisfying. It was very satisfying to finally have, because you have that thing on your dashboard that says path to partner, and it says like stream totally and stream this many hours, and it says, average is 75 viewers, and it has the number.
Hang on one second. Start recording again, and we can go ahead and jump back into it. So you were talking about path to partner when my computer decided that living was too much of a burden.
Yeah.
So watching that average viewership number rise, I think, was what you were talking about.
Yeah. So basically, that number was just watching that number was very stressed because it was getting like really close. It would be like around like 60, like 8, and I'd just be like, oh my god, just go up. just get up to 75. Oh my gosh. And it'd be at like 74, and I'd be like, just go. Oh, it was so annoying. But it was very satisfying when that path to partner thing, once you get it, it just disappears from your dashboard, and it's just so satisfying because you never get to see it again. It's like, oh, nice, finally. Yeah.
I could only imagine, because it's not even a distant thought in my head. If I check right now, I want to say my average viewership is probably 4.
What's wrong with that?
I'm fine with it. Like I have 4 people that take time out of their days to hang out with me. That's that's cool as shit.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah.
I'm not thinking about partnership, but everybody and their mother can say, no, I don't want to be a partner, but everybody wants to get there. It's this goal that's just kind of hanging out there for us to reach for, but you're there.
Yeah, it's kind of just never felt like I'd ever get it, I suppose, and it's quite nice that I actually did manage to do it. I just didn't think I would. But it feels really nice to actually have been able to do that.
At what point did it hit you like, oh shit, this could happen?
It was quite, I suppose, because like I was doing 100% in the summer, and that a lot of people were watching me for like 100% runs, but I got a bit burnt out with 100%, so I stopped doing it. But it really started to go up, and yeah, it was quite early on that it sort of hit me like, wow, I can actually maybe go for partner at some point. It was even before that where it was I was doing like Wusha and stuff, and I was growing, and it was like my stream was going. I was like, wow, I'm just playing the game, but it really I don't know. It was just it really started like made me think like, oh my God, I could actually like maybe start going like it could like eventually get there, and it was really amazing. And I just thought like around towards the end of the year, I thought I really want to get this. I really want to get partnership. So I tried to get it, and I kept streaming, and because there was many times where I didn't I wanted to quit streaming because I just felt like not into it, or like I felt like I shouldn't even bother with it. But yeah, it really gave me that motivation to keep going, and I'm
Really?
really glad it paid off. Yeah.
There
um,
were times where you just wanted to stop?
yeah, yeah, for sure. There's definitely been a lot of times like that. I've even had that recently. Like even after applying for partner, I've had times like I've thought like, man, I should just give up. There's like no point. I don't know. I get really like just how I am. I guess I can get like really I don't know what the right word is. I guess I get a bit worked up about it, and then I start thinking, oh, there's no point in me even doing this. I might as well just not bother. It's not worth the effort because it can be stressful sometimes. I
Yeah.
just think there's no point even bothering. I haven't got any. There's no reason for me to even bother. I should just do speedrunning offline. I don't even know why I even should even try. And there's quite a lot of times when I've just wanted to completely stop.
Yeah, it's definitely mentally straining. Like I from the perspective of somebody that does mostly offline running, doing it on stream in comparison is it's so much harder. And to the people who do it every day, my hat is off to you. I can't. I I don't know what it is. Maybe if I turned off the face cam once and I tried doing it, I would be able to focus up better. But there's something about constantly checking chat while you're focusing on your stamina wheel in any percent that I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a problem. You kind of like keep on checking chat and you stop like focusing on your run. You're like, ah, this is stupid. Like, why am I doing this? It's so dumb. But I'm getting better. I've gotten better at it. At just like you know, just ignoring chat and just focusing on the run because that's what I really care about. Like focusing on the run and getting better. And chat can wait. Like
Yeah.
I can read the chat in like a minute, and it's not like they're gonna. It's not like people are gonna be like, "Oh, why are you reading my message?" And they're gonna like start like getting annoyed at me for not reading it. Like I can, they know I'm focusing on the run, and so I just ignore it until I want to read it. I suppose
Yeah,
it's fun.
you're only looking at chat during lulls in the run. Uh I got raided the other day by Joe Dunn, which embarrassingly enough, I forgot like what Joe does. I was sitting there like
Oh no!
I recognize the emotes and I know the name. Fuck. What?
Who are you?
Oh god damn it.
Oh
And
no!
I'm sitting there with his chat going off constantly, and there was one person who came with him that was just wild. The very first message that this person sent in my chat was, "Can I be like a dick?" And I was like, "What? What?
Wow, interesting.
Can I be like a what?
Ask.
Are are you asking for permission that you can be a dick? Sure." Can I be sucked? Like, what the fuck do you put up with every day, Joe?
Oh my gosh, what a strange thing to say.
I know. I that's why I like my little community. I've got my few viewers that watch me every day, and I know none of
Hmm.
them are gonna ask me about being a dick.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice.
So, do you have any situations like that pop up? Now that you're averaging so many viewers, a lot more chatters. I know you actually have mods, but,
Hmm.
but
Um,
do you have any situations where you're just like side eyeing at chat, like what, huh?
well, I guess like it's just I guess as you get bigger, you get a lot more sort of like younger people in your chat, I suppose, and I can see that happening, and they do say some very interesting comments, and it's
Okay.
just a lot of questions like, "Is this a speed run?" Well, yeah, I've put it in the title, speed run, and there's a timer on the left, and it's a tag. Please, things
the
like that, and yeah.
the question that always confuses me, like you popped into a speed running stream. It says in the title any percent. It says in the tags speed run. You see my timer next to me, and you see me focusing harder on this game than you focus on anything in your life. And you ask me why I did something in the game. I can give you a hint. It might be that it's faster.
Yeah, some people it's just sometimes I kind of it surprises me that people don't know what it is. I kind of think sometimes people just sort of randomly click buttons and end up on random streams and they don't really know where they are. So it surprises me because I would always, even when I was like younger on Twitch, I'd still read the titles of what I was like what I'd be watching, but I don't know. How
Like
they are, I guess.
the question that I'm so desensitized to at this point is, why is the game in French?
Oh yeah, that's a classic one. Well, when you run multiple categories, people go, "Oh, why are you in German now? You were in Italian last time, and now you were in French before. Wait, what? I thought French was faster." Oh my gosh, dude.
I I like it with the language. It's gotten to the point where you can tell that people are just popping into streams like they haven't checked out other speedrunners. Where I made a French command in Nightbot, so it's exclamation point French,
Yeah, it's fair
and
enough.
it's do do you want to know verbatim what the command says, what Nightbot says?
What does it say? It's faster.
We. It just says we.
Wow, we. We. Yeah,
That's
of course.
that is the sense of humor that we have in the tap room. Now for partnership, when because you were growing pretty exponentially. I know, like my first introduction to you was back at the beginning of summer, and I think every single Breath of the Wild speedrunner got sick of Breath of the Wild at the exact same time because we were looking for other games to play. So we were playing a lot of Jackbox, a lot of Among Us,
Oh
and
yeah.
my introduction to you was somebody offhandedly mentioning Smich, and like, oh yeah, he's gonna get to partner. We have to get Smich for partner. Hashtag Smich for partner. He's gonna get to partner, and he's gonna make the Goon Platoon team. We're gonna finally get the dream. And I was like, who the fuck is Smich? So while you were growing, when did it become this genuine goal that you were reaching for, and not just it could happen? It's in the back of your head. We all see the numbers, but when did it become what you wanted to achieve?
What I wanted to, like, is what you mean, like when it became like more of a reality, or like when I started to think I want to get partner one day.
I want to get partner one day.
Um, yeah, it's kind of a hard one. I don't really. I guess it had always been kind of a goal, really. Well, I guess you kind of always sort of have it on the back of your mind, I suppose. I don't think. I mean, I've always wanted to. I don't know, like it's quite hard. I don't think I've ever like thought like I really want to get partner one day. I'm gonna like try my best to try and get it. Like I really, just wanted to just stream. I guess I never really sort of thought of it like that, but it's it's weird because like you worry about viewer count, but like I wasn't that worried about partner. So it's just so weird. It's so weird how it messes with you. It's like it's just strange. I never really like. I guess I never really thought of it like that. I suppose, but I guess it was always kind of. I guess it's something I mean, I guess it's something that everyone would want, I suppose. And
Yeah,
yeah, so I don't know.
that's totally fair. Like to say I don't want to get partner is kind of silly because that
Yeah,
it's
like if you have the opportunity, you might as well go for it, right?
yeah
You know. So
like there's no reason to sell yourself short. Like who would rather honestly sit as a six viewer Andy versus getting that purple check mark?
suppose so. Yeah. I guess you. Yeah. I suppose so.
Especially since there are definitely selfish monetary reasons involved.
Hmm.
I think you get more per sub just for being a partner, right?
I don't think you do. I'm not sure.
Oh, I see. I thought that you did.
Some streamers do, I think. But they have to be quite big, I think,
Yeah,
for it
probably.
to get
Yeah,
a different cut.
we're probably talking the Ludwigs, Pokemanes, and Sykunos of the world.
Hmm.
See, this shows you how much that I know. See, it's to the point where if somebody donates me a bit, I'm just like, oh fuck yeah, I got a penny. Let's go.
I mean, honestly, people can like donate like a tiny like amount, but it still blows my mind that people even want to actually give me money,
I know.
actually like give money to my stream. I'm like, I don't know how to thank them properly. I feel like I'm really bad at it. 'Cause it's just it kind of it blows my mind like every time.
Actually the same though, where you're sitting there and you see just the bit notification pop up and you're just like, you actually just gave me money and I'm sitting here in my pajamas.
Hmm. Yeah.
I, I don't get dressed up for stream. I will say that right off the bat. And like, I understand the vibe and the viewership that I get. I get a lot of streamers who just finished their stream. I don't have a shitload of chatters, which is fine. I totally recognize that I have the voice and the general demeanor of a 1960s radio host. I could
Hmm.
fall asleep to this guy. Like, cool. I like that actually. Just don't make it weird for me. um, but it's like as you continue to grow, the type of people that you attract becomes so much different because you're not going to be able to get and keep the really relaxed crowd. So, I mean, the I call this the tap room. My Discord is the brewery, which is just it's a dive bar. Like I want the conversations to take place to be the type of thing where you pull up to a bar with your friends and you're relaxed, you're shooting the shit, and that's what goes on. So we've got Weekly Among Us and stuff like that. But what is your community like at this point? Would you say? Well, what has your Discord become?
Well, I don't think my Discord is anything special. I think it's just, but I mean, what I really like about, I really love my community that I've got. I mean, a lot of my community is runners, and I like that because they're my friends, and you know, I can talk to them. But I really like my community. They're they're all quite funny, and they're quite like sort of like what's like quite like trolly, I suppose, like kind of thing. Like they're not like yeah, like, they don't take anything seriously, which I really like. I find them really funny. They're always trying to like not get under my skin, but you know what I mean, like kind of like
Oh yeah.
tease me, I suppose. I suppose that's the word. But so I really like it. I think all the people that watch are amazing. They're all really funny people and stuff. So that's really like one of the best parts I love about streaming like runs is because I if I'm doing runs like by myself, it's a bit boring because I haven't really got anyone like I'm just on my own like doing the run. But if I'm doing the run on stream, I got like people to talk to and people are interested in watching and I can like and they're cracking jokes and stuff and it's funny and it's like quite a fun time while I'm speedrunning. So that's what I really like about it, and yeah, my community is just so like really cool for that kind of thing.
Hell yeah. Now,
Yeah.
I don't want to dwell much on partnership, but you have officially applied for partnership, correct?
Mhm.
When do you think you'll hear back? It takes a couple of weeks, generally, right?
I have no idea what Twitch are gonna end up doing. It might. I mean, I've heard it take like 3 months. I've heard it take a couple
Oh
weeks.
fuck. Then
So
then
I have no
I am
idea.
just gonna scrap that question entirely. And you know what? The floor is yours. What is coming up next for Twitch's most famous frog?
What's coming up next? Oh man, I don't know. I plan on. Yeah, I'm gonna get Quest World Record soon. I've only got like it's gonna be, soon. Uh, so I'm gonna try and get that in Breath of the Wild, and then I guess after that, I'm gonna try and improve my All Shrines time. Uh,
Already
um,
world record holder isn't good enough for you?
no, I know that time's not good enough for me.
Ah,
That's
God,
not good enough.
I don't get that mentality. I
It's just
I
not
could
good. I know
never.
it could be better. So,
You and Tay
um,
are racing for the top.
I mean, I honestly hope Tay gets world record. I hope he gets to keep the world record because I've known Tay for so long, and he's been doing all shrines for as long like since I've met him.
That's
So
that's
I hope
his
he
that's
gets
his
it.
thing.
Yeah, it's his category. So I hope he is able to take it. But I really want to improve my time at least to what I'm satisfied with. But I guess after that, I don't really know. I want to just keep doing runs and improving my times as much as I can, I suppose.
And whatever goals you've got set up, I hope you achieve them. The hopefully soon to be Twitch partner Smich, thank you so much for joining me inside the tap room at happy hour. Everybody who is who's listened to this little conversation about growing on Twitch, speed running, the mentality behind it, and what we put ourselves through to entertain you fuckers. I want to thank you for making it this far, and I cannot wait to see you here inside my bar again. My name is Brew. I have been your bartender. I am clocking out for the day. Thank you so much for listening. I hope to see you inside the tap room again at happy hour.